This is Grant Hardin, 48. Known as a loving family man to his devoted wife Linda and their 16-year-old daughter, Grant also had a long but tarnished history in police service. In 1990, he joined the Fayetteville, Arkansas police force as a patrolman, where he spent a year until he was fired. He then transferred to Huntsville, where he also spent a year as a patrolman before quitting. In 1993, he transferred once more to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, where he advanced to field training officer. He stayed there until late 1996 when he was allowed to resign after falsifying a report. After almost 20 years, he then re-entered the police force and advanced to police chief in Gateway, Arkansas. At the time of his arrest, he was working at the Northwest Arkansas Community Correction Center in Fayetteville. On February 23, 2017, Hardin pulled up beside the truck of James Appleton, who was parked on Gan Ridge Road in Gateway, Arkansas, and shot him through the head. Another driver heard the shot and easily recognized Hardin, having known the other man for most of his life. After killing Appleton, Hardin returned home and took his family out to dinner. Although he was visibly upset, he wouldn't tell them what was wrong. Instead, he only told his wife, "Just know I love you. God will take care of you." On their way home, they were stopped at a roadblock and Hardin was taken in for questioning.
Right hand turned over for me. Perfect. Perfect. Thanks, sir. Okay, let me see the right back of your hand. If you'll turn your hand back over. Yep. Thanks, sir. And do the same thing with the left palm. Thanks, sir.
Hardin sits angled in a corner of the room, his heavy breathing the first sign of his distress. The second is the nervous tic which causes his head to jerk sharply to the side. He manages to control it when Detective Chamberlain enters the room and prepares to give him a gunshot residue test. After being searched for weapons, he is allowed to use the restroom before questioning begins.
You don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
Okay, let me search you real quick. If you place your hands up on the wall, I'll let you go to the bathroom, okay?
Okay.
There's just keys. I believe those keys right there for you, okay? So where do you work at?
At Arkansas Community Corrections.
Okay. Okay. All righty. If you want to step right out here, I'll have that other deputy take you. If you want to pick that up, you can. Hey, Brad, would you mind to get to the bathroom? Of course, sir. Perfect. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. You go right back. I'm going to get some information from you real quick.
Did you want me to leave that there or put it
You
back?
can put that back in your pocket if you want, ma'am. You know how it is.
I know how it is.
You're in corrections, so you know when we take people to the bathroom, we don't want them taking stuff in there,
Oh, yeah.
leaving stuff and whatever. Not that you would, but you know how it works.
But
Yeah. Or that you even may just forget it in there on accident, you know. There was something I need to get from you. Are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed, okay. Perfect. I'm Detective Chamberlain. I know we haven't met. James Chamberlain.
Okay.
I know. Did you used to be a police officer somewhere? Or I recognized you, but I wasn't 100% sure where I knew you from. But somebody said that you used to be a police officer in Gateway or something like that. Okay.
Been a constable and
You were a constable here too. For Benton County?
yeah.
For Benton County. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. How long did you do that?
2 years. Well, I was elected one term, 2 different terms, but not
Okay.
together.
Not together, so on two separate occasions. Okay.
When they return, Chamberlain allows Hardin to take back his keys, casually chatting to establish a connection between them based on being fellow officers. This is usually done to gain trust and to get the suspect to relax and open up. A second detective enters, and she silently sits down to observe. Hardin is asked about his history in law enforcement and is forthcoming with his answers.
You understand this, you've been through this before, so I'm gonna read it to you. Anytime we bring somebody into the sheriff's office, we read this before we start talking to people, okay? And it's just your statement of rights for us. And before we ask you any questions, it's my duty to advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? I need to affirm it, yes or no. Okay. Okay. Anything you say can be used against you in court or other proceedings. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You have the right to consult an attorney before making any statements or answering any questions, and you may have him or her present with you during questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You may have an attorney appointed to you by the court to represent you if you cannot afford one or otherwise obtain one at no cost. You understand that?
Yes.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer, you still have the right to stop answering questions at any time or stop questioning for the purposes of consulting a lawyer. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. However, you may waive your right to you may waive your right to advice and counsel, and your right to remain silent. You may answer questions or make statements without consulting a lawyer if you so desire. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. All I did was read this to you. I put that you said yes to all of it. If I can get you to sign, if I can get you to sign there by where I put that X by signed, right here. Sorry, I know there's too many X's on my page. That's my bad. That's a different spot than where you can print your name, and I'll sign the other side over there. I'll get that.
Okay.
The date is the 23rd, February 23rd. And it is 9:17 p.m. 2017. Okay. Here's the thing. I want to talk to you about what you've done today. Okay. Can you just take me through when you woke up this morning to when you got stopped by the police out there in what's the name of that road that you were on? I'm sorry, I'm going drunk. Gant Ridge?
I'm not going to say anything after I've been read those rights yet.
Okay. Why don't you want to talk to me about your day?
I don't know what's going on. I am kind of sickly to what I'm here for and things.
Okay. So you don't want to explain what you've done today? Did you? Is there a reason behind that?
You read me my rights, and I don't know why. And so, what was the first thing said? I have the right to remain silent.
Okay. So you're telling me that you don't want to talk to me right now?
I'm going to remain silent.
Okay, cool. Hang tight right here for just a few minutes, okay?
After being given his Miranda rights, Hardin shuts down, his voice becoming monotone. When asked to recount the events of his day, he refuses, saying that he will not answer because they have read his rights and claims to feel sickly about being there. The detectives leave the room for several minutes to discuss their approach. This is also a psychological move because it gives the suspect time to worry about what is happening and what information they might have. If they are lucky, this will make him trip himself up when he answers their questions.
By the way, I'm Detective Cordier. I think we've met once before.
Probably so.
Yeah, I think so. Back when I was on patrol.
Okay, I talked to my boss. I think I was confused, or I may have confused you on what's going on here. I can't tell you exactly why you're here. And you being a police officer, you understand that. I need to rule you out as a suspect in a crime that's been committed. And that's why we got you here, is because we need to talk to you, find out where you're at. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if I scared you at the beginning or what, but that's why I was trying to, and I can't, you see the position that I'm in. I can't tell you why you're here, but at the same time, I need to rule you out into something. Does that make sense?
Entering the room, Detective Chamberlain proceeds to explain that he can't tell Hardin why he was being questioned and tries again without success to get him to relax. Hardin remains adamant in his refusal to answer questions. As a former officer, he has to know that this is only making him look more suspicious the longer he refuses to cooperate. He also hasn't requested a lawyer, which makes the job more difficult for the detectives. Legally, they cannot force him to answer any questions, so they must proceed carefully if they're going to get any answers. Hardin is possibly stalling for time while he tries to think of a convincing story, but it is more likely that he knows that there is nothing he can say that won't incriminate him or be disproven.
I mean, or would you be willing to talk to me about your day knowing that I need to rule you out of something, or like I'm at a loss here and I need to clear you from something, and if you didn't do anything wrong today, you have nothing to worry about, and that's kind of where we're at.
Well, yes, I would have liked to, but before
Yeah.
the rights were read, so
Okay.
not knowing what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and you understand as a detective, we read those rights to everybody who comes in here. It's not just you, but when we interview, kids, and it's everybody. Once you come into our facility, that's something we have to do. It's not something. It's not just something we're doing for you. It happens to everybody that walks through this room and talks to us. Because, I mean, it's just like anything else that we do. We have to cover all of our bases. And that's what we did by reading you those rights. So we need to know. I mean, does that make sense? Like, I know you've been a police officer for a while now, so you understand, how everything works. And so I've got to rule you out as a suspect. And if I can't do that, then we're at a standstill. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what happened today? Can you walk me through your day about what happened today?
I have to remain silent.
Okay.
On that.
Okay. So you're telling.
Right.
Okay. So you're telling me you did do something today that was wrong then. Is that what I'm getting at? I mean.
I'm just silent.
Okay. So you just don't want to talk to me because of what reason?
I don't understand what. They snatched me up out there and nobody told me anything. I don't understand.
Okay.
Why I couldn't be told what's going on and.
Okay. So did you? I guess my question is this: knowing what I just told you, okay. I guess if it was me and I was, if I was in your position, I'd be like, hey, James, I did this. Or Grant, I did this. I was at, here, and here, and I would just be done with it. And that way you can get out of here. But at this point, like, I can't clear you from this because you could still potentially be a suspect. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know if I'm not explaining it right or what's going on here.
Explain it fine. I just have to, once the rights have been read, I have to, it says I have the right to be silent.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. I don't even know what to say at this point. You realize that I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to get you out of here quicker, and you're just sitting here.
Well, am I free to go then?
No, you're not free to go.
Why?
Because I've got to get to the bottom of an investigation, a very serious criminal matter.
Okay.
Okay. And right now, you're a potential suspect in that. Does that make sense?
I don't understand why I'm a suspect, no.
Well, that's for me to know and for you to tell me why you're not a suspect.
This is your time to kind of help us help you.
Okay.
Figure
Tell me
out-
this.
I do apologize on the front end.
No, I'm not mad at you.
I'm
Okay.
going to exercise my right to be silent.
Okay. So just tell me this. I know you were a police officer before, right? You're a police officer in Gravit, not Gravit, but in Gateway? It's an easy yes or no.
I'm being silent.
Well, I can see that. Where do you live at? We can do this all night. It doesn't bother me. You're going to continue to be a suspect until I find out otherwise.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
After several attempts to get him to change his mind and make a statement, Hardin still refuses. He asks if he is free to leave, but is told that he is a potential suspect. Still feigning ignorance, he asks why he is a suspect. This is where it feels like the detective is pushing against the edges of the law by claiming that Hardin has to show why he is not a suspect. This is not true. Hardin has invoked his right to silence and is not legally obligated to answer any more questions. Normally when this happens, the suspect is either charged with a crime or is released. Possibly sensing her partner's frustration, Detective Cordero intervenes. In a gentle, friendly voice, she tells Hardin that this is the time where he needs to help them help him. She is a direct contrast to Chamberlain, who has been sharper and more aggressive with Hardin. It seems to be a classic good cop, bad cop setting, which serves to throw Hardin off balance and also to see which approach he responds to best. After once more repeating his intention to remain silent, the detectives leave. While Cordera is calm, her partner is visibly frustrated and may be having difficulty controlling himself enough to proceed with the questioning. This can be dangerous in an investigation because a lawyer can easily find a way to declare any confession during the interview inadmissible if it is gained by coercion, force, or intimidation.
Hello?
Sir. What's up?
I was looking for a detective.
You want me to get it for you?
Well, I'm ready. I need to go
You need to go where?
home or get ready for work in a little bit.
Okay, we'll just have a seat and I'll get it for you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
No problem. You need anything else?
No, I hate not being able to talk. But usually after they read my rights, after they read me my rights, I just feel like I need to be silent.
What do you mean?
Well, why, how come nobody asked me anything or told me anything before we got here or anything? Not necessarily you, you've been real good to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just taking you up here, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I mean, they asked me to bring you up here. So, the detective is the one that has all that information.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And he said he couldn't give it to me
Oh, he did?
right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, what time do you need to be back? What time do you usually get ready for work?
Listen, I try and leave by 9:15. Let's see, well, my head's all screwed up now, 9:15, 9:30, so I can get there and sign in before 10:45, yeah.
Oh, you gotta sign in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you just want to get out of here, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to help, but I don't know what's going on, and I mean, y'all put yourself in my shoes, and maybe you've been there before. It just kind of makes you sickly, or
You say what?
scared, or something.
Sickly?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you said that you didn't want to say nothing. So,
Yeah.
and like I said, I would love to give you the information, but that's
Oh, I know.
way above my pay grade.
I
You know
know.
how that works.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah, I know.
So I try to be good to you. Get you what you need or whatever. So.
Well, okay. I just need to go if they're through.
Okay. Okay. I'll let them know.
Okay.
Do you need anything else?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Thank you. Yeah.
You sure?
No, but
Okay.
but I just thank you.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it for now.
Okay,
I'm just
all right.
ready to walk on.
All right, man. That's
You gonna take me back home or?
I think your wife may be coming to get you or something. I think
All right.
you're married, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
there.
That's what I
Madison.
thought. Okay. Yeah, I think she may be coming up here to get you. I'm not really sure though.
Okay.
I mean, they tell me about as much as they tell you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
You know how that is,
Yeah, I know. It's just, boy.
right? So okay.
You don't want to be that guy. I mean, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But
Well, I understand what you're saying. I mean, like I said, if
it's
I
just weird. I'd like to help, but
well, I mean, I think you can. Right?
right.
I mean, I think you can, but I mean, you don't want to talk to me, you know, but those guys, I'll figure out I don't know where they went, but I'll figure out where they're at and let them know that you're trying to get out of here.
All right.
So, and let them know that you want to help. Right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
While alone in the room, Hardin checks the doors and calls out to an officer outside. Although he knows he isn't supposed to leave, he tells the officer he has to get ready to go to work. This might seem like strange behavior under the circumstances, but it gives him an opportunity to probe someone new for information. It's worth the risk to see if someone lower on the chain of command might not know he isn't supposed to have any details, or may let something slip by accident. If that was his intention, it doesn't work. The officer leaves to look for a detective.
Hey, Grant.
Yes, sir.
The other officer told me you want to talk to me again. What's going on?
Oh, I'm just ready to go.
Okay. And I'm not ready for you to go yet, so you're not going to be able to go. I've got other things that I'm doing right now. So,
Okay.
did you need to talk to me, or did you, like, what was the deal?
Well, I was gonna go.
Oh, no,
And I
you're not
wanted
going to
to
go.
tell you that.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're not going to go.
But I
Same
wanted,
time.
okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Chamberlain returns, and once again Hardin asks to leave. The detective denies his request, although technically he should either charge Hardin with a crime, release him, or bring in an attorney.
Hang on.
Oh,
Sorry to keep you waiting so long. Okay.
sorry.
That's all right. Detective Cordero is talking to your wife right now. I talked to her a little bit. So I've kind of got a timeline of where you were and where you weren't today. I'm not... We all know what happened, okay? My thing is I'm trying to get your side of the story, okay? I don't want... I'm trying to think of how to word this delicately. I'm not trying to get you in any trouble. I'm not trying to get her in any trouble. Okay? You've got a little daughter, she's 16, who needs her parents. Okay? Mm-hmm. I know what was said at dinner time. I know everything. Okay? I need your side of the story. Okay? I don't know if you've had a problem with this guy for a while, and this was an accident, or you maliciously chased him down, or what happened. But if I don't get your side of the story, I won't ever know. Okay? You know I know. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I wouldn't be talking to them right now. So I want to give you the opportunity to tell me what led up to what happened today. And if I came across as being rude or upset or whatever earlier, I'm sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do.
You're fine.
I'm just trying to gather
I'm not sure what
facts.
happens or what's going on,
Okay.
but I just have to invoke my right.
Okay. So you're telling me that you don't want to give me your side of the story. That's what you're telling me. That I've got to put together what your wife has told me and what the crime scene's told me. I mean,
What I'm saying is, I have the right to remain silent.
that's true. You do.
I'm not saying I don't want to tell you anything or help you guys or anything. I'm just saying you told me I had the right to remain silent.
That's true. I did. Just because I told you you have the right to remain silent doesn't mean you have to remain silent.
I know, but apologies to you.
No, you don't
I
have to apologize to me. No, you don't need to. No, you don't.
I will use my right to remain silent.
Okay, and I'm telling you that's your right. But at the same time, if you don't walk me through what happened and why it happened, then there's no way for me to get. It's like this. It's like this. You're writing a book, right? We're writing a book. You got chapter 1, you got chapter 2, and chapter 3. Chapter 1 is what happened today, what started out today, how your day started. Chapter 2 is what led up to the incident, and chapter 3 is you telling me about what happened to lead you up to that, because I don't have any of that information. I know you went to eat, out tonight. I know what you said at dinner. I know that you went to Lowe's afterwards. I know everything, but I don't know what caused the incident. I don't know. And if I don't know that, I've got to assume the worst. And I don't want to assume the worst. I don't. That's not my job. That wasn't your job, right? That wasn't your job to assume the worst. Your job was to go do a job, collect facts. I mean, you know what a police officer does. You know what a detective does. You've been that. I need this whole piece so I can collect it all. Because if I only got bits and pieces, it makes you look really, really bad. Really bad. And I don't want to do that. I don't want you to look bad. And I don't know if you think I'm trying to trick you or do whatever, but if I don't collect all the pieces that I need, I can't get your side of the story. And that's the issue that I have. And I don't know what's holding you up. I don't know what's holding you up from telling me your side of the story. Do you just don't want to tell me your side of the story?
I'm just silent.
I get that. I understand that. Like, that part you've made completely clear. You've told me several times.
I just am going to remain that way.
Okay. I guess I'm having a hard time understanding that.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Okay. You know what? There's no reason for you to be sorry. I think later on there may be a reason for you to be sorry, but it's not right now. You talking to me and trying to get me trying to pull the truth out of you that's no reason to be sorry.
Still pressing for questions, the detective says he already knows everything that has happened and has evidence. Hardin will not budge. He apologizes several times, but will give no details about his day or any reason for his crime. The investigation is at a standstill.
Do you realize that you're looking at some very, very serious charges here?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. Well, you are. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
And if it was an accident, it was an accident, and that's all it was. But if you intentionally went out to hurt somebody, that's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story. Okay? I'll let you think about it. I'll give you one more chance here in a few minutes, and I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm telling you that.
Well, what happened?
You know what happened. I'm not going to sit here and play games with you. I'm not. I know. You know. We have witnesses that put you there. The 2 cars that drove by. Look, man, I'm not. I just want to know why it happened. Okay? You realize you did it right in front of somebody. Well, no, you let them get around you, but they physically ID'd you. Like, I don't. Look, man, I'm done telling you my side of the story. If you would like to talk to me about what happened and what happened out there, then I'm fine with that. But if not, I'm going to sleep good tonight, regardless of whether you want to talk to me and tell me what happened or not. I don't think you will. Honestly, I don't think you will. Okay? Think about it for a few minutes and I'll come back and get you in a minute.
In an effort to get Hardin to speak, Detective Chamberlain uses what could be considered a leading tactic by saying the whole thing may have been an accident and could be cleared up with an explanation. Both of them know this isn't true. This might have worked on someone with no police training, but Hardin knows that his only chance, however slim, is to remain silent. He's left alone with the possibility of being held all night in the hopes that it will get him to crack.
Your wife's about to leave. She wanted to give you a hug before she left. Are you good with that? Perfect. I told her that it was fine. I don't have any problems with it.
Okay.
Just, yeah, come on in. I'm sorry. I was
That's
just,
all right. No, you too. Everything will be okay.
all right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. I guess
Hardin's wife, Linda, who has already been questioned, is leaving for the night. She is requested to be able to hug her husband first, and Chamberlain allows Hardin to see his family. A smart move. His wife might beg him to speak, or just seeing her might be enough to get him to speed the process along in an effort to spare his family even more pain. His wife and daughter enter, and he hugs them awkwardly, telling his wife that he loves her and assuring his daughter that it would be okay. Neither one of them seems to believe him.
Hey, I just thought I'd check on you.
right.
Do you want anything to drink, or do you use the restroom?
Well, I need to go pee if I can. That's all right.
Yeah, let me work it out.
Okay.
Do you want something to drink too? Some water? That help?
Yeah, I hate for you to have to get something. But
No,
I'll
I
take
don't mind. No problem. All right, let me see if I can find somebody to take you to the bathroom.
it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, somebody said you needed to take a bathroom break, man.
Yeah, come on. Thank you.
Yeah. Going that way. You ever been up here before?
Yeah, I'll use the one up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
You need anything to eat or anything? Sure.
Yeah. All right, there you go, man. Appreciate it. Oh, I did want to, well, it ain't none of my business, but I started to move that while ago, and I thought I better not. For the
You getting cold?
temperature. Yeah, it's just a little cold, maybe a half degree up or
See
something.
what it does there.
I was afraid to touch it, so.
We'll see how it does.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
All right. Get ready to. I was thinking about laying down up on that desk, but it looks awful hard.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be any more comfortable up there than what you are now.
No,
Can I get you anything else?
no, that's good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, can you help me understand how we got to this point?
I don't know.
I don't know. Man, I remember being on patrol and running into you one night. Help me out on a call, back me up.
Oh,
It was way back in, oh gosh, it's been almost, I guess almost 3 years now.
well,
Two,
Yeah, probably
something
so.
like that. Yeah, something like that. But,
you guys are always good to help us, help me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brad, he was always right there, man.
oh, absolutely.
Oh.
I worked on his shift, so,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
he always had my back. But I just don't understand how we got to this point.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I'm here to listen. If you're willing to talk,
Oh,
tell
I'm
me.
just ready to go to bed.
This time, Detective Cordero returns alone. Since Hardin has so far refused to speak, they might have decided to capitalize on the fact that most suspects will be less on guard with the woman. Some believe that they are safer, more understanding. Others believe as if they are inferior and more easily fooled. These feelings are often subliminal, making this choice all the more effective. She immediately begins to build a rapport on them based on a shared work history. She reminisces about a time when he had supported her on the job. This may or may not have actually happened, but it successfully plants in his mind the idea that she has his back and is on his side.
I don't blame you. I Me too. Me too. And if we could do that, you just talk to me.
Well, I just have to, since you read those rights, I have to do the right.
Well, what's the difference?
You know the difference?
No, what's the difference between knowing what the paper says and telling, especially if it clears you out of everything? I mean,
Well, yeah, I see
the
what you
way,
mean.
like the way I look at it is, regardless of something happened or not, and if it did, if it was an accident, well, tell me. Like, let me help me help you. Like, I want to know what I can do or what happened today to be able to explain it later.
I don't know what happened today. I just need to.
People are gonna have questions. Your family.
Well, I have questions.
Well, exactly.
So,
why can't we figure this out together?
well, we can, but I've been left in the dark on everything since.
Well, the thing is, I can't. There's certain things, but there's certain things I can tell you and I can't tell you. But when you start to tell me what you did today, it starts to clear up things. Once you start telling me, I can start telling you. That's how it works. Let me help you.
thank
You have
you.
to help me first.
Thank
So
you
I
for
can-
trying to help me.
Yeah, of course. So I can figure out what happened and what you were doing today. I mean, I've already talked to your wife. I've already talked to your daughter, who's really sweet, by the way.
Thank you.
She's a really good kid.
Yeah.
So the only step left is to talk to each other and figure out, come get down to the bottom of it. What happened today?
Okay.
Why was today any different than every other day? But until then, we're kind of just stuck.
Okay.
So, you want to talk about it?
Well, when I'm looking over there,
I know
I'm
what you're
looking
doing.
at the paper.
I know. And you know what it says, and I'm not here to trip you up. I mean, I'm just being straightforward with you. I just want to start from the
Yeah.
beginning of your day and work our way down.
Okay.
Fill in all the spots for me so I can understand. We can start from the very beginning. I mean, I know you probably slept in because you work nights. I work nights. Trust me, I worked nights for almost 4 years. I understand how that sleep schedule is.
Yeah, sleep's all
So,
messed up.
you could, oh, absolutely. It doesn't matter if you switch to day shift schedule. Your sleep's still going to be messed up for a while. I still fight it every once in a while. Did you sleep in today? Yeah. I bet you did. You could have got to work tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What time did you get up?
Oh boy. I don't even know. Probably around noonish.
Around noon. That's usually what time I got up too. I'd sleep in as long as I could. Around noon. Did you get anything done today? No?
Oh no.
Did you watch anything good on TV? Usually that's what I do. I'd eat and watch TV. I'll woke myself up a little bit. Anything good?
Same old stuff
Oh yeah?
on TV.
You watch the same episodes? Or like, do you have a specific TV show you would wake up and watch?
When we watched, my wife always has it on I can't remember what channel it's called, right now, TV Land.
Oh, okay. What shows play on that? Like Andy Griffith and stuff like that? Yeah?
Yeah, I think they've been playing a lot of MASH.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not too crazy about that, but
No.
it's on.
It's a little before my time. I haven't really watched any of that. I couldn't even tell you what it was about.
Yeah, it's a Korean
Oh yeah?
doctors and they have a field hospital at the Korean War
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Alright.
It's really just kind of a comedy.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not too bad.
Does your wife like that?
Oh, well, I think she better watch other stuff, but that's all you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess that gets her by until something better comes on, right?
Yeah.
So did you watch that today? Was that on today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any movies? Anything good? Anything else?
Let's see. They had, well, there was that, Ash, and I think, and then we watched Gunsmoke.
Oh,
That's
okay.
always on there.
Yeah.
And then watched the Mad Max movie.
Deciding to take a more roundabout approach, Cordero leads with comments about his sleep schedule. Hardin responds, so she presses a bit more, talking about his television habits and what he watched that day. This may seem inconsequential, but questions like this can help officers establish a timeline and can catch suspects in a lie. If, for instance, the show had moved to a different time slot, or if the times don't add up when describing the rest of their day. Hardin becomes more comfortable and rambles on about his morning.
That they had there.
Is it the new one or the old one?
That's the old one.
You know, I've seen the new one. They just came out like
Yeah.
last
Well,
year.
it didn't make any sense then, did it?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't really. I guess I should have probably started with the first
Yeah,
one.
it's kind of crazy.
Is it? Was it
Well,
good?
my daughter had seen that,
Oh,
and so
okay.
got her the other one to try and get her up to speed because it just didn't make any
It
sense.
didn't. I couldn't tell you what was going on even if I wanted to.
Well,
So is the first one good too?
oh well, it's kind of a bit dated, you know.
Yeah, a
So,
little bit.
but
So do you watch some TV?
and
Do you have anything good for breakfast?
had some Frosted Flakes.
Hey, that is by far my favorite
I don't
cereal.
know.
No,
That's
it
kind of fucked my
really is.
belly aching, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, I love Frosted Flakes. I'm not gonna lie. My kids will gripe at me because they think it's too healthy, but I love Frosted Flakes. What else did you do today? Anything fun? Any chores around the house done?
Mhm.
No? Just kind of lazy? Lazy day for you?
Mhm.
Yeah, just watch some TV. No household chores? Your wife didn't make you do anything today?
Mhm. Not today. Well, I made her pills up today for her.
Oh, does she have a lot of health problems?
Yeah, she has a lot of health problems. Well, she got hit by that drunk driver up there between Pea Ridge and,
On 72?
yeah, east of
Yeah,
you.
couldn't go remember that a little bit.
In front of David Mustang's old house,
Mhm.
or the Mustang's old place there. You know where? What? I bet you, I don't know. But, you know where the guy has, David Henson has all those homemade trailers, and he's got like a little stagecoach and all that stuff right by the highway is
Yes,
for sale. He's always got a
yes.
bunch of stuff for sale there.
Yes.
That big house just past it on the left,
Mm-hmm.
in the north side, I guess.
Is it a white,
Yeah.
white house, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I know where you're
Yeah,
talking
that's
about.
the still Mustangs have it,
Mhm.
but just right in front of that, they got hit by that,
Drunk
or
driver.
hit by a drunk driver there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I don't know whatever happened to that. I think Pea Ridge probably botched it,
Mm.
and
It's a sad situation.
I don't know.
I'm glad she ended up okay though.
Yeah, they flew her to Washington Regional,
Mm-hmm.
Fayetteville, and flew Madison, my daughter, to, well, they didn't fly her, they took her by regular ambulance to
Oh.
Mercy.
Oh,
So,
okay. Man, I bet that was a rough
yeah, it was pretty rough.
Wow. So you made up her pills, you have to like do it by the week,
Yeah.
put them all together for her.
Yeah, weekly.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't imagine. She's a strong woman.
Mhm.
She's a strong woman to
Strong
get
woman.
through all that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Slowly, Hardin starts to progress to actual movements. He describes organizing his wife's medication for the week and goes into a long story about how she had been hit by a drunk driver. Cordero uses this to her advantage, and instead of cutting him off, she expresses concern for Linda. This reaffirms her position as a sympathetic figure, as most people are more likely to trust an individual that seems to care about someone that is important to them.
No wonder you let her watch whatever she wants on TV.
Yeah.
I don't blame you on that
Well,
one.
you're probably that late at your house, huh?
Oh, I'm the only one in my house, so I get that anyways.
Well, sure. Yeah.
So, well, at least you got a day off from household chores, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Did you just prep for getting ready for work tonight?
Just pretty much, just
Yeah.
lay around, be a slob there.
Yeah. Did you get anything done outside today? It was so nice today. It was beautiful outside.
Yeah, I know. It was like 80 degrees
Yeah.
or more.
It was
And I'm
amazing
like,
outside.
What's the deal?
I don't know. It's messing with my allergies today, though.
Mine too. That's well, part of my when my eyes have been all itchy and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah. Mine too.
And then when I was sitting in that car a while ago, not Brad's car, but the other one, it was all that. I think it was a dog
Yeah.
car.
Oh, yeah.
And, anyway, but I was sitting in there like that for a little bit, and I started sweating and pouring to get my eyes. And I was like, boy, they're gonna think I'm hopped up on crack cocaine.
No. No. I think we all know better than that. Did you get an experience outside today at all?
Not really.
No? Oh my gosh.
I know.
Did you a little bit at least? Get outside, do any yard work today, anything like that? No?
Let's see. Fed the chickens.
Oh, did you?
Fed the chickens and threw some seed out, some grass seed out there in front of the front porch.
Oh, yeah.
Cordero's efforts are starting to pay off, as she has now gotten him to admit to going outside, which is a step forward from his earlier claim of doing nothing but watching TV. He tells her that he went out to feed the chicken and spread grass seed, which lines up with what his wife has told him in her statement.
Does that take a long time?
No.
I've never done that before.
Now, I had the dog, my dog used to be on the leash, but he runs off.
Oh, he does?
So I have to have him on a chain. He's in the house or on a chain, usually, so. And I hate that because he's a running, he likes to run and stuff, but you're not supposed to have dogs loose anyway, and then he just goes, and
Yeah.
who knows, gets in all kinds of
Absolutely.
mischief, so. So I moved him in the backyard now, but he was, I had him on a post in the front yard, and he would get to running, and he'd scratch the ground up like that, and he just made a big mess, big bare spot out there, so I threw some grass seed out that I bought up at, I think I got at Dollar General.
Oh, really? Is that pretty time consuming to do all that? I feel like that would be hard. Or you just, is it pretty simple? You
Just throw it out there.
you don't have to have like a...
Pour water on it. Well, if you do it right, it might be, but I just threw it out there.
I didn't know if you had to have like a, one of those machines that you lay it out for you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The
a
seed.
spreader. or
Yeah,
whatever,
something like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Well,
use
you can.
Oh, okay.
I just
But not necessarily.
I just opened the bag and threw it out there.
How many chickens you got?
Oh, let's see. I think I've got 4 hens and 3 roosters left.
Oh, wow. I bet those keep you busy.
Yeah, I've had a lot of, well, not really. I mean, I've been keeping them up too, but because they get out there and then the coyotes and raccoons and things have been getting them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe a fox or 2 had slipped up there because somebody said they'd seen some foxes out there.
Yeah.
And then all those big hawks, chicken hawks, I guess, come down and get them, and hoot owls.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've never seen it happen.
You ever heard what they do?
Don't they just like fly down and growl and keep going?
No, well, the owls, the hawks, I think will, but the owls, they get up it's the middle of the night, right?
Yeah.
And if they're in a tree, which most of mine that have disappeared were in a tree, instead of getting in their little roost I have in there for them, and they, so they're sitting up there like this is the branch
Okay.
hanging onto the tree, and or tree limb, and they're asleep or whatever. But hoot owl get up there next to them, and then if you get right up on them, and they just scoot over. I mean, that's
Yeah.
stupid, okay?
No, but
But then they're sitting there sleeping, and they just keep getting up next to them until they scoot off the end of that branch and they hit the ground and it pounces on top of them and
what?
kills them. I know.
Have you seen it happen?
Well, my grandpa had seen it happen.
Yeah.
He told me about it, and then I've seen what looks like the ends of it, you know.
Yeah.
And so so we've had problems with that, and another buddy's seen where the raccoons will get up there and they'll stick their hand through the wire and grab them by the neck. And so, what did I say? Fox or raccoon?
Raccoon.
Yeah, the raccoons and
Yeah.
stuff. So we've got all kinds of predators up there and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty far out there, so I would not be surprised.
Well, we had like, I think about 15 or 16 chickens or whatever, and now we're down to the 4 hens. And really all we want's the hens, you know,
Yeah,
for the eggs and stuff, but when they hatch and have babies, sometimes most of the time,
They'll get the babies.
no.
He talks for several minutes about his chickens, which is the most verbal he's been since the beginning of his questioning. Detective Cordero allows this, knowing that the more comfortable he is, the easier it will be to get him to answer an important question without him thinking about what he is saying.
No, I'm just saying you end up with a lot of roosters,
Oh,
the males, you
yeah.
know, so it's like, and you do
What good
things
is
to eat
that?
them, and then I can't do that at my house, you know, because they're all pets, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure your daughter would completely against
Yeah,
that.
so I gave some away, and then some of them got, they just started disappearing about, I don't even remember, October, November, so I just started keeping them up all the
Yeah.
time, and feeding them and watering them.
What time do you get out there and feed the chickens today?
Oh, heck. Afternoon, sometime
yeah.
this afternoon.
Yeah.
Probably, probably 1 or 2 o'clock,
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, it was beautiful today. Beautiful. So did you feed your chickens and start laying the seed down on the grass?
Well, let's see. I think just right after that I had that bag sitting up there, and I thought, well, I better get that out there.
Might as well.
And it's
Enjoy this day
nice
today.
weather. Well,
Yeah.
I thought if it's going to be like this, maybe it'll grow, because
Yeah. Hey. And maybe, we're supposed to get rain this weekend, so
really?
yeah. It's supposed to be
Well,
nice.
somebody said it's supposed to be nice.
Yeah, it's supposed to be nice, I think. Today was pretty, I think Friday's supposed to be pretty. Saturday, I think it's going to go to like the 60s. And then Saturday night, I want to say there's probably like a chance of rain, like 40% or something.
Somebody said it's supposed to get down to 25 degrees Saturday.
I'm not ready for that.
And I'm not either. I'll be getting sick.
I'm already working on that, so I'm not ready for that. Well, so what did you do after you got your chickens fed and all your seed laid
I
down?
just went back in the house.
Oh, yeah? Did you do anything when you went inside?
Played on the computer.
Oh, yeah?
Probably sometime in there.
Anything good? Any games?
No, just a stupid game I played. What's it called? Call of War.
Call of War? What kind of game is that?
It's just it's not a game like this.
No.
It's just a game that has like, you'll be, say you're England or something like that,
Yeah.
you know, and then you got to build up your country, keep somebody else from attacking it, and,
Oh, that's cool.
and then move your little,
That sounds
it's a little
interesting.
kid game probably.
No, it sounds better than the type that you play like
It's
this.
free.
Hey, is it one of those you have to like sign in and keep track of, that kind of thing? Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to pass time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, when you, yeah, that's basically it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like nothing on TV, so. see what
Except
we're
for
doing.
MASH and.
Since she knows from her earlier questions that he got up at noon, she asks him what time he fed the chickens to try to get a fixed timeline. He tells her he went out between 1 and 2 and then spread grass seed before going inside to play a computer game. This is helpful because if he has used any online functions, they will be able to corroborate his claim and get a more exact time frame.
We don't like that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. You got some stuff done outside, passing time inside. What was your wife doing? She's still watching TV? Yeah. Well, what time do y'all go to dinner? I know that didn't you mention getting back from dinner or coming back from dinner?
Well, I didn't. She probably told y'all that, or her man.
Oh, I thought somebody had mentioned it earlier, like when we were still out on the road.
Oh.
I thought you had mentioned it to somebody whenever you had pulled up or
I may
something.
have, I don't know.
Yeah.
Heck, I don't even know what time, what time did we get to dinner?
Or what time did you leave the house for dinner? You remember?
No.
Where'd y'all go eat?
Colton's?
Oh, hey, that's a good place.
Well, I let my daughter decide.
Ah, she's a daddy's girl. Did you eat anything good at Colton's?
It's a steak.
Hey, can't go wrong there, right?
Right.
Alright. That's awesome. Well, did you get a chance to at least freshen up after laying all that seed down? No?
Not really.
If you went and did all that just like that?
Well, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah? That's crazy.
You
You dressed so nice to go lay seed down?
Oh, I was probably ready to go eat.
Oh, gotcha.
I told him, let's go eat. Told him, let's get ready and go eat somewhere in there. So,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Awesome. So you didn't change or anything before you guys left?
I'm sure I put a different shirt on, probably, yeah.
Oh. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I would too. It was so hot outside. I'm sure you were sweating.
Yeah, I think I had my, yeah.
What'd you have on?
I had just a little t-shirt,
What color was it?
gray, I think.
Oh man, yeah, I would be surprised if you got all that done outside and then didn't change, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can do it. That's not a whole lot. I mean, it's like walking to the bathroom and back kind of deal.
And 80-degree weather? I don't know.
Well, feel pretty good.
Well, at least you got some stuff done today. Fed your chickens.
Yeah.
So when you went back inside, did you have some was there time in between you guys leaving, or did you leave pretty quickly?
I don't remember. Just
In between laying the seed and going inside and playing the game. Do you remember about how long of a time it was before you left? Yeah.
no.
Did you ever go back outside?
I don't know.
Don't remember. Did you go anywhere today? Did you ever leave the house today?
Yeah, we went to.
Well, besides tea.
No.
No. I didn't know. Maybe you got out and about. Sometimes I like to run errands.
Is my mom and dad okay?
Yeah, yeah. That I know of. I haven't
Okay.
talked to them, but I'm sure. I
Okay.
haven't heard anything yet. Did you see her today? No. No. Yeah, I haven't talked to him, but I haven't heard anything about your parents.
Okay.
Yeah, they live close to you, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. When you were outside today, did you notice anything different or weird going on, or hear anything that was abnormal
No.
while you were outside laying the seed and stuff like that? No. Everything's good. Did you run into anybody? Anybody stop by, say hi? Nothing. No. Okay. All right. Well. I'm surprised. Did you see anybody on the road? Anything like that? It being so nice, I didn't know if maybe anybody was out and about. Did you see any of your neighbors?
Where are you getting at?
No, I'm serious. I'm just asking. Just small talk.
Not that I know of.
No. I just didn't know. My allergies are killing me right now.
Hardin becomes a bit more evasive when asked what time he went to dinner. He knows that giving away too many details about the period surrounding the murder is a bad idea, so he tells her he doesn't remember, something that can't be disproved. She changes her question and asks if he saw anything unusual while he was outside. He senses a trap, not knowing if they have witnesses that might have seen him while he was working in the yard or leaving his home altogether. He decides to clam up once more.
I saw you messing with the thermostat earlier.
Well, I may have messed it up. Actually, I didn't.
Did you get it
I
turned
was
down?
going to, but then it started changing things on it. And I mean, before I touched it, I thought I better leave it alone. So I asked him. The guy took me to the bathroom. He moved it up because it was a little cold in here.
Cold.
Still kind of feels cold, don't it?
I'm a little chilly. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little chilly. But I have a blanket in my office because I'm kind of cold-natured. So, do you want some more water?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, thank you though.
No, you're welcome. Well, let me go check on their process. I'll come chit-chat more. I don't have nothing else to do, so.
Well,
Cool.
thank you.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll be right back.
Just I apologize ahead of time that
Hey,
I
no.
do this silent.
No, I enjoy
I mean-
talking to you. Hey, it's okay.
Right to remain silent.
You don't have to explain it. I get it. I enjoy talking, so I'll be back. I take some sinus medicine. Are you sure you don't want any more water?
Yeah,
Or not?
No, thank you.
Do you need to go to the bathroom or anything?
Not right now, thank you. I've been taking Sudafed. I don't know. It's not what it's called anymore. I don't know. It's the kind without the D. Sudafed, but it's a Walgreens brand.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Are they white?
No, they're red. It looks
They're the little red ones?
Yeah. Is it still Sudafed?
I think it's still
It's a store brand.
Yeah, I
anyway.
think it's still Sudafed.
And
Does it work?
it keeps you from being swollen from the inside.
That's what I
But my eyes just weep. I've been weeping and watering and itching, and it doesn't seem to help that. So I've been taking. Well, I finally broke down and spent the money on Flonase.
Oh,
I
yeah?
had that for prescription.
Uh-huh.
So it's called Flonase.
Is it like a nasal one?
Yeah.
I'm too scared to do those.
Oh, that's not like Afrin or something like that. My doctor prescribed that to me because it's safe. Well,
I'm just scared to do anything.
for your nose.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a little mist. You do it once a day and it really helps.
Does
That
it?
or there's another one. Some people tell me Nasonex, but they're not like Afrin or some of those that
Yeah.
they do damage. I mean, take that when you're real bad sick, maybe before you go to bed.
Yeah.
But
I'm still,
the
it makes me
Flonase,
anxious even thinking about it.
Well,
I just couldn't do it. Not even as a kid, I couldn't do it.
I know, but I mean, I understand
But
that.
if it helps, I might have to try it. I might just have to suck it up.
But that and let's see what else. No, just ibuprofen.
Yeah, it's my best friend. That and Advil, my best friend. Were you at least able to taste your food tonight?
Realizing she may have spooked him, Cordero eases up and allows him to talk about unimportant things like allergy medication. From an outside perspective, this process appears to be a tedious waste of time. But one has to realize that instead of a game of cat and mouse, this is more like reeling in a fish. Every time he struggles, she gives him a bit more play in the line, slowly pulling him in. Without him fully realizing it, she transitions from the subject of medication to the restaurant, not giving away that they already know where he went for dinner and that his wife believed that there was something wrong. While he is more than willing to go into detail about where and what he ate, and even a long discussion about cars, It's interesting to note that he says nothing about his conversation with his wife.
That's
Yeah.
the worst part to me, is
Yeah.
when I can't taste anything because I'm so congested.
I know.
Yeah.
That's bad, but
Did your daughter get steak too?
yeah, she got
Yeah.
steak. We all had steak tonight. Usually, Linda, my wife, she'll get something different, you know. She's not
Yeah.
big on, she's not big on steak or
Oh, yeah.
beef
Yeah.
and stuff, so she usually get chicken or something, but she got steak tonight. And
Awesome. I usually am pretty big into chicken instead of steak, but every once in a while I like to change it up. Chicken can be so bland if you eat it too much. So I completely understand that. I haven't had steak in a while though, like good steak. You can't really find that anywhere around here anymore. But, so did you drive tonight? Or did your daughter drive? I know she mentioned that she just got her driver's license. Oh yeah. Have you got her a car yet?
No,
No, has she been begging for one yet?
not really. She wants a truck. I don't know.
Hey, that girl doing something right if she wants a truck. That's better than a car, right? Truck's probably safer.
Cordero brings up the roadblock, which is where Hardin and his family were pulled over so he could be brought into the station. He describes what happened, but will still not admit to knowing why the police would be looking for him.
Well, I don't know.
You don't think so?
Well,
I guess it depends on what kind of truck she gets. So what happened when y'all were on your way home tonight? Y'all just ran into the roadblock? Yeah. I wasn't there when that part happened. What'd they do? When you guys ran into him?
well, the guy stopped us and then he wanted us to go down the Jones Trailer Park Road, and I said, well, I live 2 houses down here on the right. He said, well, let me ask the boss about that.
Oh.
He went and to the radio for a while or something, and then he said, what's your name? I said, Grant Hardin. And he said, can you step out of the car? And then they put me in handcuffs and put me in the back of that one car.
Oh, the canine one you were talking about?
Yeah. And then Brad come got me and put me in another car.
Way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Well, he is.
He's a really good guy. He's a good cop. I've learned a lot from him. Were y'all in your, is it your wife's car? The one that she was driving? Yeah. Is that, huh?
I'm gonna ask you, please forgive me,
No, you're fine.
but I'm just gonna have to stick back to my
Yeah, no, anytime.
silence
I'm just
thing.
chit-chatting.
I know you are.
You're fine. If you feel
And I
comfortable.
appreciate you.
Yeah, if you feel comfortable, you don't have to say anything.
But
You're fine.
I just hate being rude, but I'm
No,
just
you're not
gonna
being
be
rude.
quiet.
Yeah, no. Hey, just chit-chatting. I get it. I really do.
Oddly, Hardin asks for forgiveness. The strain may be taking a toll. Taking a life is psychologically harder than most people expect. In fact, it wouldn't be surprising if he was still in a state of shock. The reality of his actions may slowly be seeping in, along with an overwhelming sense of guilt. It hasn't fully overridden his self-preservation, but it is becoming more difficult for him to contain. Once again, he invokes his right to silence, but instead of charging him or letting him go, she backs off from the questions.
It's the best way to pass time, really. It's getting late.
What time is it?
It is 2:11.
What?
Yes, it is late. It is late. But you've helped pass the last 20 minutes.
You have.
I'm
You
seriously.
did. You have.
I think I'll probably be half asleep sitting in a chair out there. I thought,
Well, I was in here. For
yeah.
You.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't asleep. I was just kind of always half asleep, and then you guys have something in here. It sounds like somebody sharpening a pencil.
Oh,
Goes
really?
on everybody. I don't know what it is.
Is it like a humming?
No, it's just like a. I can't remember now. Just a second. It'll happen.
Alright, alright.
Okay, it's not gonna happen. But
It's probably
now I can't remember if it sounded like a manual one or I think it sounds like somebody sticking a pencil in one of those.
Oh, like the electric one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the wall ones in a long time. Reminds me of middle school. When you make excuses, go sharpen your pencil. Or at least I did. You look at all the tests on your way up.
That's fun.
Oh. Those were the good days.
Mhm.
The easy days. Oh. Have you rode with your daughter yet driving?
Mhm.
She a good driver?
She don't like for me to ride in the car with her when she drives.
Oh no. Are you a critic?
I guess I try not to be because she's a very good driver.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Which car does she drive the most?
That one.
Oh yeah. How many cars do you have? A lot?
Hang on a second.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Take your time.
6, I think.
Oh my goodness. 6 cars? How did you have a collection like
I don't
that?
know.
Just-
Well, because Linda's wrecked them all.
Oh.
And so I just keep them.
With hopes of one day fixing them?
Mhm.
My dad's a lot like that too. Lord, he'd keep the oldest junkers and think that he'd fix them, and then they just piled up. He'd end up like auctioning them or scrapping them or whatever he could. But it's crazy. All 6 work at least? Or just some of them?
What?
Do all 6 of them work?
Mhm.
What?
Mhm.
Hey, at least you're never out of the vehicle.
That's the idea.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's the best way to be. I'm surprised she doesn't have one of those. No trucks out of the whole, all 6 of them?
There's 2 trucks.
But not ones you want her to
Not
drive.
really highway trucks.
Oh, gotcha. And these days, you gotta be careful with what you're driving. There's some crazy drivers in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
Especially with the construction. 149.
Mhm. I can't believe coming home from work every morning. There's almost always a wreck, or more than one, or 2, more than 2 sometimes, right before Wagon Wheel Road
Oh, yeah.
on 49.
Yep. Or the Monroe
And it's the
exit.
same, and it's the same people that drive it every day.
No, and that's the part that surprises me, is you would think people get used to that. They're still not smart about it at all.
No, I know.
At all. Do you have any cool cars other than a Honda Civic?
Forgive me again. I'm just.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm just curious.
You're good to talk to.
I didn't know
I got a
she.
headache and
Oh, it's
I'm.
You want me to see if I can find you something?
No, that's all right.
I'm sure I can. We got a pharmacy around here somewhere.
I'm just wondering what's
Going on.
After a seemingly endless discussion about cars and driving, Hardin says he has a headache and wants to know if he's going to be charged.
well, if I'm going to be charged with something or.
Well, did something happen today?
That's what I wanted to know. Evidently, something did happen
What
today.
you tell
I'm
me?
silent.
I know.
I need a.
I'd rather talk about cars anyway.
I know, me too.
I'd rather talk about. So any cool cars other than a Honda Civic? Anything fancy?
I'm just. What do you call it? the paper again.
Yeah. No, it's okay. We don't have to talk about cars. We can talk about something else. If that makes
No,
sense.
I just don't want to. I'm just gonna.
Do you want me to go away?
No, you're fine.
Well, I'm a talker.
You
so-
talk. You talk.
I talk.
Hey, you talk then.
It's not fun to talk to yourself. You gotta enjoy your conversation
I
with someone.
know. I feel,
No, I get
you
it.
know.
I get it. If it makes you uncomfortable, we don't have to talk about that.
Well, I just feel, yeah, uncomfortable or whatever being
Yeah.
here.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just trying to.
And I
lighten the
want to
mood.
apologize, but I'm just going to stick to my rights of
Why are you
being
here?
silent. Right.
I guess that's the main question. Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Do you have any idea?
Why am I here?
Yeah. Do you have any idea why you would be
When
here?
you guys tell me, I will. Nobody's told me anything. When I sat in that police car for a long, or deputy's car for a long time,
Yeah.
nobody told me anything.
I just didn't know. Well, sometimes you gotta wonder if somebody has to tell you first.
She asks him if something happened that day, but he still professes to be in the dark and shows frustration that no one will tell him what is going on. It's hard to understand why they have been so evasive in their questioning. There's been no mention of the victim, of gun ownership, or even if he's had a recent dispute with anyone. This isn't standard, but on the other hand, this is a smaller city and they may not have as much experience in this type of questioning as they do in areas with higher rates of crime.
Like if you know something I don't.
But the reason y'all are asking, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of the way you have to look at it sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. That's why, when Detective Chamberlain came in here, he wanted to talk to you about if you had, what you had done today, or if you had seen something happen, or witnessed something happen, or, like you said, something happened today. It was something really bad. And if you witnessed it, then it's something we need to talk about. Because people witnessed you. So, but I want to give you the chance to talk. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather hear your side of the story versus anything else. To me, everybody deserves that right. Especially, you're a good guy. You're a good person. So, I don't know. I feel like everybody should have that chance to tell their side, especially if something bad happened. I would want somebody to give me that chance. I just want to know what got you to this point. I mean, I worked with you, so like you helped me, had my back in a situation, so it would be nice to understand from your viewpoint why you would be here, what happened, or did you see something happen, or were you put in a situation and kind of walk me through it. But that's your choice, right? Everybody has a choice. You have to be the one willing to put it out there. I don't know. I feel like you've done this profession long enough. You know how things go. You're a good guy. You're not a drug dealer. You're not a child molester. You're not, anything like what you've dealt with, what I've dealt with.
After over an hour, Hardin is finally being asked more firmly about what happened that day. Not by much, though. Cordero keeps reiterating that he is a good man and that she just wants his side of the story so she can help him. It's clear that she hopes he will just break down and confess, but even though he knows there is no way for him to get out of this, he seems determined to make this as hard for them as possible.
But I think today you've dealt with a bad situation. I just want to know what happened. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna want to know. Want answers, especially your family. I would. No, I do. want to help you. That's the bad part. I want to help you figure it out. All I can do is sit here and say that I'll listen, work it out with you, figure it out together. But you have to be willing to talk to me about it. I'm a pretty real person.
I don't know.
Pretty
You
straightforward.
can ask me, I just,
I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's uncomfortable and nerve-wracking sitting in a room by yourself with people that you've worked with in the past, knowing the situation, but like I said, I wasn't there. You're the only one who can kind of fill in the blanks at this point. Am I right? You don't have to talk to me, but I'm willing to listen.
I know you are.
We all make mistakes. We all get put in positions. We're all human. We all react a certain way. We all have emotions. Sometimes we overreact. Sometimes we're put in situations we don't want to be put in. Like, I'd rather, have met you again outside having coffee instead of seeing you for the second time in here. But I don't know. I think you just made a mistake today. Or somebody made a mistake today. And I think you know what happened. I just want you to help me understand it. Because I really do. I want to understand what happened. I think you know what I'm talking about. And I think you know that some things are going to come out. And I want to be able to stand on your side and say, hey, this is what happened. And he was upfront. He was honest. And he explained it. And he cooperated.
Does he need a lawyer?
Who?
The guy you're talking about. Me.
Honestly, I think you're the only one who can make that call. But I think you're an honest man. I think you've been an honest man. I think.
Well, that's good. I'm not just going to be quiet.
You can be quiet, I'll keep talking. No, I'm serious though. I think you're an honest man. I think you've done a lot of good in your life. All you've done is spent your life helping others, just like I have. Now you've had something happen and you're trying to figure it out, but how are you supposed to figure it out on your own? Like, why not let me help you figure it out? Help me understand what happened today so I can help you before everything else comes out. So there's an explanation instead of it just looking bad. Because I don't want you to be portrayed like this horrible monster. If you made a mistake, you made a mistake. You're no different than anybody else. Everybody's human. Trust me, I've made plenty of mistakes in my life.
Cordero has offered to listen to what he has to say, and has even thrown out a lifeline saying, we all make mistakes. Maybe if he had planned this better, or if he had been given more time afterwards to think, he could have come up with an explanation that cast him in a better light. Something that might at least be able to pass as an accidental discharge or self-defense. But Hardin doesn't even look like he's considering those options.
But I think you have a lot to live for. Beautiful family who I've had the privilege of talking to. Who they love. You love them very much and they love you. Your daughter looks a lot like you. She's a sweet.
She's a lot prettier.
She is very pretty. She is very pretty. Very pretty. But the way I look at it is you're a man. Men face their mistakes and they own up to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they figure out what happened and figure out how to solve it and move on. I mean, I think you know just as well as I do people who can admit they've done something wrong or witnessed something wrong. It's kind of like a weight lifted off their chest. You automatically feel better. Or at least in my experience, I feel better.
I'm listening. I'm just.
No, I understand. Like I said, I'm honestly here to help you. I want you to understand that. I wouldn't spend my time in here with you if I didn't honestly think that you were a good person and that something happened today that needs to be explained. Did you make a mistake today? You don't have to verbally answer if you don't want to. Would you want your daughter to admit if she made a mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're a good man and that's how you raised your daughter. My dad would expect me to do the same thing. Because he was raised the same way. And I honestly want to be there. Help your daughter understand. After you help me understand. I honestly feel like you want to talk to me and explain it.
How long are we gonna be here?
I don't know.
In a last-ditch effort, Cordero comes across as almost desperate as she uses his family to try to get him to talk. It's not out of the realm of possibility for this to work, because most of the time a parent will try to do what they can to spare their child pain. But Hardin knows that even if he answers her questions, it's almost certain that he'll never see his daughter without a wall of glass between them again. There is no way to spare her pain. There is no reason to talk.
Hopefully not very long. I know you're tired. I get it.
Are you guys gonna arrest me for something?
I don't know. Can't answer that.
Oh.
Did something happen today?
How long can you detain me?
Well, it's an ongoing investigation.
What does that mean?
It means they're still looking into everything.
Well,
And honestly...
again, I apologize, but I'm just gonna close my eyes.
No, I get it. It's okay. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out the holes. You know? Maybe get some water.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
I'm gonna get some water, okay?
No, that's all right.
No, I'm gonna go get some.
Oh, you're gonna get, I'm sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna go get some water, but
Okay.
you want me to take a cup with me just in case you want? I can bring you some.
Yeah, that's fine. No, don't worry about it. I'm not being,
No, I don't mind. Hey, listen, I'm walking that way anyways. I'll get you some more. Might help you stay awake a little bit. Refresh you. I'll be right back.
thank you.
Hardin is left alone, and it's hard to tell if he has disassociated himself so much from events that he isn't bothered, or if he is truly confused about what to do next. Awkwardly, he brushes off the chair the detective had been sitting in, then repeats the motion on the table as if taking some small measure of comfort in any action over which he still has control.
That scares me every time it does
I
that.
know, it's
I
like
don't get it. Well, what was bad?
Air.
Yeah. What is bad is before.
Thank you.
Yeah, of
I
course.
didn't have to do that.
No, I know. Before this was not locked, and so people would come through that door, and like if you forgot to lock it before you started talking, like people would walk in on you all the time. But anyways.
What? I can't remember. What's your name?
Nakona?
Nakona.
Yeah.
Okay. But your last name?
Cordero.
Cordero. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Cordero.
Yeah.
Those are pretty neat names.
Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of people mess it up.
Did you say Nakona?
Nakona?
Was the first name?
Nakona?
What is that?
It's a mixture. There's Indians, and then it's a Western.
I think that's a food.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense.
No, it's a Western brand. It's a brand of a boom,
Yeah.
though. My
That's what I
dad,
was gonna go get some of.
my dad's country, so
Apparently.
there's,
Well, that's neat.
yeah. Listen, Grant, I think you were well aware of what happened today. I think you know why you're here. You're a smart guy. I think you know what happened today. And I just really want to talk and understand so I can get on your level and figure out what the next step is going to be. And I feel like you are the type of man who can understand that.
No new information has been forthcoming. Detective Cordero, to all practical appearances, just seems to be going through the motions with no real expectation of getting any results. Which is good, because Hardin has reached his limit.
Cordero. I like you. I like this fella that was a detective here. I don't, y'all don't care about any of that, but and stuff. And I just don't know how to. I haven't had this happen before. Being brought in and interrogated for something. So I know you don't care, but I just don't know how to be silent.
I think,
So sitting over here looking like a jerk.
no, you're not. Honestly, you are far from that. You're very polite.
Well, I'm just going to continue to rest my eyes and
Don't you know why you're here?
I appreciate you guys, and I'm just going to.
Well, I appreciate you being polite. It's kind of a nice alternative to what I've dealt with before. Kind of nice to talk to, too. Makes time go by. Do you want to talk to me?
Can I get a lawyer?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to,
It's up to you.
but
You can either-
obviously something's going on and I need one.
It's up to you. I just want to hear your side, but
I want to get a lawyer.
okay. I can't give you advice on that. You know that.
Once you're tired, I'm tired.
Yeah. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get another drink of water. Walk around for a minute, wake up a little bit.
Listen. Here,
You're right.
pencil sharpener.
I definitely think it's more old school. Old school than the electric one. Okay. I can't talk to you anymore because you asked for a lawyer.
He tells her that he likes both her and Chamberlain, but that he is going to be silent. The only difference now is that he is finally asking for a lawyer. Unable to go any farther without violating his rights completely, Cordero tells him that means she can no longer talk to him and concludes the interview.
What I do want you to know is if you change your mind, you know my name, you can always ask for me. Okay? But you have to be the one to reestablish that. Okay? Alright. Can you stand up for me? Alright, go ahead and turn around, put your hands on your back. Being placed under arrest for capital murder.
Sorry, you're a big guy. Okay. All right, don't turn around for me. We're gonna walk out this way.
Okay.
Turn left when you get through.
Grant Hardin was subsequently charged with the capital murder of James Appleton. Hardin never gave a motive for his crime, but due to his confession during the trial, he was given a surprisingly light sentence of 30 years. While there was not much closure for the family of Appleton, who will never know why their loved one was murdered in cold blood, another case was finally solved. In a strange turn of events, a 20-year-old cold case was brought back into the light with the results from Hardin's DNA sample, which is taken from convicted felons. In November 1997, Amy Harrison, a teacher at Frank Tillery Elementary, was attacked and raped. There were no leads, and the rapist was careful not to touch anything, giving reason for the police to suspect that he had some type of training in law enforcement. With no potential suspects, the case ground to a halt, even though it was reviewed on a yearly basis. Hardin pleaded innocent, but there was no denying the results from the DNA test. To avoid a life sentence, he changed his plea to guilty during his trial. Judge Robin Green sentenced Hardin to 25 years on 2 counts of rape. That 50-year sentence will run concurrent with his 30-year sentence for first-degree murder, and he will have to serve 21 years before he is eligible for parole. In spite of the overwhelming evidence against him and his own admission of guilt, Linda Hardin still believes her husband to be innocent of both crimes and will wait in their family home for his release.